Hey y'all, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make my absolute favorite soft sugar cookies with frosting. Now, if you don't want to use cookie cutters with this recipe, that is absolutely fine. You can use a cookie scoop, or you could just roll out the dough and then cut it into bars, however you want to do it. But anyway, let's get to it. Hey y'all, we are back in the kitchen, so the lighting and sound is going to be a little bit different. But anyway, today we are making some absolutely delicious frosted sugar cookies using this stand mixer over here that was sent to me by my friends from Vivo Home. So just give me a second and let me tell you about this mixer, and then we're going to get into the recipe. Vivo Home is an Amazon seller that sells wonderful small kitchen appliances. They have stand mixers, they have juicers, they have all sorts of things that you need to go in your kitchen to make all sorts of delicious foods. Now, this mixer, I really wanted to try out because a lot of you have been asking me questions about my KitchenAid stand mixer. It's very heavy, and yes, they are expensive. Now, some of you have been wanting to use a stand mixer but didn't want to spend that much money on a KitchenAid mixer, you know, in case you use it a few times and then put it away. This one is very affordable. I believe it is 130 bucks, somewhere around in there. Anyway, look down in the description box. I'm going to have a link. Click on that, head on over to Amazon, check them out, check out this mixer, and look at all of the other awesome things that they have available. So anyway, it has suction cups on the bottom, and it's kind of stuck to the table. But anyway, I know that this is difficult to see, but you know what? You work with what you have. So there's a button here on the side that you push, and the whole top of it comes up. So what we're going to be putting, into this bowl is we have 3/4 cup of some softened butter. This is unsalted butter, because we're going to be putting salt in the recipe here in a minute. So let's just glop all of that down in there. So there's our butter. Now we have 3/4 cup granulated sugar, like so. Now we're going to push that button again to bring it back down. It locks into place. And as you can see, the button down here lights up and flashes blue. It is ready to go. You just turn the knob to whatever speed you want. And we're going to cream this butter and sugar until it is light and fluffy on a medium speed for about 2 minutes. All right, so this is all nice and fluffy. Now what we're going to add into here is 1 large egg, and that egg is at room temperature. We're going to add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and a 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract. Now you can, stop it! Now you can leave this almond extract out, but it just gives it a depth of flavor that's a lot better than if you just use regular plain old vanilla. All right? So now we're going to beat all this together for about 1 minute on a medium speed. All right, so that is done. Now we're going to add in our dry ingredients. And in this bowl here, what I have 2 1/4 cups all-purpose flour, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So now we're just going to add this in a little at a time, and then mix that all together on a medium speed until it comes together in a soft dough. Just keep adding it in until it is all incorporated. Now this dough is going to be a little sticky. It's going to be pretty soft. It's not going to be really firm like normal cookie dough, okay? That's what gives these cookies their texture. So don't worry if the dough, when you're done, looks a little bit sticky. Okay. So I have half of our dough here. I have rolled it out on this silicone baking mat. And you're like, Amber, why did you roll it out on your baking mat? Well, because this dough right now is very soft. It's too soft to cut, okay? So what I did, this is only half the dough. The other half is over here. I put my silicone baking mat on my cookie sheet, just a little bit of flour, put the dough on it, and then roll it out. Now what we're going to do is we are going to take this dough. You can either refrigerate it for about 20 minutes or stick it in the freezer for about 10 minutes. But what we're wanting to do is let the dough firm up enough so that you can cut it. And it's just a lot easier if you cut your cookies directly on your baking sheet so that you don't have to use a spatula or something and lift it up and then put it on your baking sheet. That can distort the shape of your cookies. But when you are making cutout cookies, if you refrigerate or freeze your dough for a little bit, that will stop them from spreading as much, okay? So I'm going to stick this, for me, I'm going to stick it in the freezer for about 10 minutes, and then we'll come back and cut them out. Okay, so I cut these out to like little Christmas trees. Now listen, when I'm using frosting on sugar cookies, I like to cut them out into circles, but the littles wanted Christmas trees, so I did Christmas trees. But anyway, I know you're like, well, that's not a lot of cookies. That's only half of our dough. The other half is still in the bowl. We'll be making that here in a minute. So anyway, I'm going to throw these in the oven, 350 degrees for right at 10 minutes. I'll be back. All right, so now our cookies are out of the oven and they're sitting over here cooling. So let's throw together some frosting. It's really super simple. So back into our Vivo Home Mixer. I have half a cup of butter that has been softened. I know it looks like it's melted. Some of it melted just a little too much. But anyway, it's going to be all right. 8 ounces of cream cheese. So now we're going to take that and we're going to beat it up together on a medium speed until it is nice and fluffy. All right, that is looking good. So now what we're going to do is throw in 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And I'm going to take my spatula here. I've already scraped the sides down once. But I'm getting just a tiniest little bit of green food coloring. Put that in there. I don't want this color to be dark at all. I want it to be very light. Because we're going to put some sprinkles on it here in a second. That's why I want it to be light. Okay, so now we're going to just put that back down and cream it up some more. All right, so this is pretty much creamed together. Now what we're going to add in 3 to 4 cups of powdered sugar. What I do is I just take the bag and I just shake it a little bit and then cream it up until it gets to the consistency that I want it to be. And usually that's anywhere between 3 and 4 cups. Now, when I said a while ago, I forgot to add this in, when you don't want stuff to splatter everywhere, this mixer does come with a cover that goes over the bowl. It has a hole in it for your beater to go through, and then it has a slit on the side for you to add your ingredients, and that stops things from splattering. But anyway, like I said, I'm just going to shake in a little bit of this powdered sugar, turn it on, and then just cream it together until it gets to the consistency I'm looking for. Okay, so now that our frosting is done, I'm out of piping bags. I just looked around and I just realized that I'm out of piping bags. That was the thing I meant to get to the store, at the store this morning, and guess what? I didn't get it. But it's okay. I just have a Ziploc bag here that I've put a piping tip in. It works the same way. It's just a little uncomfortable for me to use. But anyway, now you're just going to pipe on whatever design you want on your cookie. Now, if you don't want to use cookie cutters for these, that dough makes really good drop cookies. Or, you know, you can just use your cookie scoop. Make them that way. You can use like a spoon, just scoop it out, throw it on your pan, shape it a little bit and bake it. You can do it that way as well. It doesn't really matter. This dough is pretty versatile. So anyway, I hope that y'all can see this. All right, so you can leave your cookies like this if you want, or you can put on some sprinkles. Now, the sprinkles that I like to use comes from Fancy Sprinkles. They have all different types of gourmet sprinkles. I'm going to have a link for you down in the description box, so I want you to go check them out. The ones that I'm using here is called Cindy Lou Who. So, you don't, like I said, you don't have to use sprinkles at all. You can if you want. My littles, they like sprinkles. So as you can see, there's a bunch of different little shapes in here. The round ones, the trees, all types of fun stuff. Snowflakes. So I'm just going to put some of those in my hand and then sprinkle on top. I'm trying to guide them a little bit, you know, so I don't like fling it all over the pan. You see what I'm saying? Now look what I've done. All right, let's sprinkle that on. That's a big one. I'll put that over there. And then if you really want to jazz it up, hold on, I'm going to show you something here in a second. Just put a few of these sprinkles on. I dropped my ball. It's bad when you drop your ball. Don't do that. Don't drop your ball. All right. See, it just rolled away. Go there, my friend. All right. Camera cut off. Isn't that amusing? Anyway, we have this edible glitter spray. This comes from Wilton. And you can just pump it on like so. It just gives it a little extra something, something. Totally edible, like I said. And just makes some nice and shimmery. And I like to put on a lot of this stuff because y'all know I like the glitters. Okay. And now I'm going to call that done. I'm going to put these on a plate so that you can see them better. But you see all of that beautiful glitter? Pretty, pretty. Anyway, I know my littles are going to enjoy these. They're over there staring at me. They want some. So anyway, if you would, please give this video a thumbs up. Click subscribe. Check me out on other forms of social media. The links to all of which will be in the description box down below. And I hope to see y'all next time. Bye.